Hey everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 Zielonka Hard Mode Challenge, episode 54. Last time we spent all day, about 5 hours in real time, planting fields 33 and 35 in poplar. So that's not going to be ready to harvest until probably July of next year. What we will do in between now and then is maintain our canola and barley fields and whatever else we think we can get up to. Keep the oil mill full of canola when the time comes, which will be soonish. We still do have one poplar field that will be ready, our original poplar field at this farm, that will be ready eventually as well before then. So we do still have some money coming in as we go. And so this episode, we need to just move on to where we can deal with our harvesting our fields and getting the canola going into the grain mill and that sort of thing. I'm just going to leave that poplar on there for now. Don't really have any other use for the thing. So let's just go check on our chickens. Right. They should be looking pretty good. Yes, they are. So I do believe it is time to move on. Our silage won't be ready. We don't have a grass field anymore. I'm planning on buying another field to resurrect the grass field in a month or two. But until then, it's really just a waiting game as we let our fields mature and become harvestable. So we'll take a look at those. And yes, everything looks great. Everything looks good. And our barley and canola will be ready to harvest in June and July. Until then, it's really just about keeping the greenhouses full of water and the chickens full of food. And they all look fine there. So we're just gonna keep moving until there is something to do on the farm. Okay, it's June now. We should be able to harvest the barley. We definitely want to keep those chickens full. And make sure that our eggs are not filling up the spawner, which they don't appear to be. So that's good. Canola will be next month. It would be kind of good to get a planter maybe. And plant soybeans. I do believe soybeans are going to be saleable, our existing soybeans, right now. So we got to get that done. Although if we plant soybeans, then we are taking away from fields that could be producing canola for the oil mill. or barley for the chickens. So maybe that's not the best idea. It would be nice to have fields that are for that. Our current setup gives us pretty much exactly the supply of canola the mill can handle. But we definitely want to get this barley started. And then we can go sell the soybeans and do the other things around that, maintenance and whatnot. So that looks like that's going to get going on its own. So let's go sell our soybeans. And again, I saw they were ready but didn't look at where. So where's the best for soybeans? The grain mill. All right. We're going to drive on down to the grain mill and sell these soybeans. All right, here we are at the grain mill. We're going to sell these soybeans. Make sure our tip side is set to back. $16,906. That is not bad. That is not bad at all. So we have 109,000 now. And I think what we're going to do is pick up a field to become our new grass field. Which field that is, I cannot say, but something decent. We may have to wait still in case I decide field 9 is the best option for that, which is still in the running. We won't see any visible growth on this poplar for several months to come. But we can at least get set up now to cart the barley. And speaking of barley and chickens and planting and everything, those were the same two fields we used last time. When we were harvesting, when we grew barley last year. So given that, and given that we have a remaining 11,000 in barley, barley's not sellable very good here, but what if we had our own grain mill? I'm not going to bother with the mini grain mill because I know it's absolutely super slow. So let's see if we can save up for a better grain mill. A cereal factory, we would need other things. It looks like the grain mill is, no, that's a sawmill. That's the grain mill, 288,000. So we're well off that. Now we could hold on to our excess barley until then and make barley flour whenever the time comes to do that. In the meantime, for some reason, I started this guy in the wrong spot, and he's not ready to be emptied. Hopefully he will be. Hopefully it makes it to the end and I don't have to do anything funky. I can just pull up next to him and empty. That is the hope. And I forgot once again to set it back to straw. So I'm not even going to bother at all on this field this time. I will take the straw from the other field though. Perhaps we won't ever need straw again if we keep storing it up. It's not like we're using it, and it's also not like it's worth anything. We'd make about $10,000 on the 200,000 liters of straw we've got in the silo right now, which just isn't. It just isn't worth the effort of carting it, is what it comes down to. Okay, so we can get that guy emptied, assuming we can catch up to him, which I believe we will. Yep, here we go. I'm not sure what this helper thinks he's going to do. I'm hoping he's going to just keep going forward once we're empty here, which should be any second now. Yep. Okay, perfect. I don't think he's going to need to be emptied again on this field. At the end of this field, yes, but I don't think we're going to require another empty for this. The tag didn't go away. That's fine. We just got to keep in mind we've got a surplus of 11,000 liters of barley. Go get rid of that tag. Meantime, we can, while we're waiting, we can go fill the greenhouses. Well, the one greenhouse, the other one won't need filling for another year probably. We'll get that guy filled up and go watch it fill. Yeah, there we go. Now we could set up greenhouses that distribute to a food processing plant that could make us kimchi. For that, I would set up one large greenhouse with Napa cabbage and then one with garlic, chili, and spring onions, I believe. So while we're waiting for that, let's actually take a look at our construction and our food, the canning factory, I think is what it's called. Preserve food factory for 36,000, but it's slow. This preserve food factory is expensive. Wow. Yeah, we won't be doing that anytime soon. Nor the biogas. That can come when we've got cows and millions of spare dollars. So to think about other things with our $108,000 and the money that's burning a hole in our pocket, we need a grass field. So 33 was 1.95 hectares, so that was almost 2. So I kind of want something in that range again. For grass, but I also want it to be on fairly flat ground. So this guy here, 41, wouldn't be bad. That's a little bit less than the original one. 42 is too small. 48 would be good, but I'd want to put something more profitable than grass there if we were to own 48, and we have less than half the money available. So these guys are all on hills. That's part of the problem. Alright, we're going to remember to enable the straw swath. This has got some room left in it. I'm going to get it started on this other barley field, and then I'm going to go grab the trailer. I think it'll probably get to the end and turn just fine. So let's get it set up properly so that it doesn't wig out and make it hard to harvest, hard to empty, and get it going. I'd probably be happier with the other tractor on this, but it's fine. I would rather repair this tractor than spend $38,000 repairing the other tractor. So yes, we will use it less. Now the helper's going to do something funky here in terms of backing up or pulling forward. So I expect that my best option will be to pull forward out of its way. Yes, that was the best option. And we're only 36% full, so we can take another. We can take another one. I think that's it for planning and everything. I'm kind of considering a forage harvester, not a forage harvester, a forage wagon. So let's have a look at those. Let's have a look at the sale too. Oh my. Okay, 287 horsepower is close. We can actually afford that thing, which is kind of crazy. What we got here? This is a cultivator, 6 meter cultivator. I think that might be. No, I don't think that's the one we have, but at least this Deutz-Fahr doesn't look like a Cybertruck. What's the wire? Oh, a little bit of chrome, I guess. Sell me a little bit of chrome for 2,000. All right. Oh, and the option to change the color. I get it. 287 horsepower, no options for upgrade. I'm not sold. So what we did come here to look at was forage wagons. Now, if we're going to get forage wagons, we want one that can also handle wood chips, and that's the Tigo for 141. That would cover our straw pickup and our wood chip pickup if we wanted to dump wood chips instead of carrying them. The rest of these guys don't pick up wood chips, only this one. So that's something to think about. But again, land is really where it's at. Like acquiring land is the best investment you can make. You can limp along with smaller equipment while the land actually provides, like we're doing with this harvester. You can limp along with smaller equipment while the land provides you with actual value. And 9 has canola in it, that would be great. But 9 costs more than we've got. So we're kind of stuck there. Because 9's going to be ready to harvest next month. I don't know if we can get 66 in a month. I guess we can look at contracts. We can sell the barley, although it's not worth it right now, so that's actually not an option. Okay, we could do 30 baling contracts, which isn't going to happen. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to make it unless we do something kind of, I don't know, jacked. What could we do? We could sell the eggs. It won't be 66, but they're at one of their peaks. So we could sell the eggs to the farmer's market and make part of the way there. Is that really the best? They're really not that far off their peak anyway. So we could sell the eggs to the farmer's market, and that's per 1,000 liters, that's per pallet. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 pallets of eggs, which is going to be not that far off 12,000. So the eggs plus the spare barley is still not enough. And I probably should have just stacked that, but I'll stack it now. So the eggs aren't really actually the best option here in terms of making that. Canola is not that important, I guess. How are we doing on you? Okay, cool. Right, so we'll get the rest of this done and have a think, and I'll talk to you when it's over.
Came back,
All right, we have our barley harvest done, and we are going to drive on the neighbor's field. And having more thoughts about this, I'm going to hold on to this money and the barley and potentially lay down a grain mill to make flour with our spare barley, and then we can get more fields, more grains planted, and be able to fill in, keep the flour mill running on top of everything else. Now, I don't know where I'd put the flour mill, so we'll probably need to think about that. I have this space here, but I don't even want to put a shed here because I don't want to hamper the already tight quarters around this area. We're currently just waiting for that silage to become available so that our auto stacker can, well, that silage to become silage, so our auto stacker can be used to pick up the straw. I know it's only a few, but I'd rather do that than go get the skid steer loader or use the front loader tools. I just don't like front loaders. I actually like them quite a bit in real life. I've operated them before, and it was quite fun. You know, figuring out how it works and using it, and the best, you know, best practices there, such as picking up from the bottom of the pile, all kinds of interesting things. And, you know, large machinery is pretty fun to operate. I would dare say more fun to operate in real life than in the game. But it's still quite fun in the game. Now we need to wait until this is actually silage. We're just gonna push time forward until we have silage. Which shouldn't be long at all. Okay, that looks like silage to me. Is it all silage? It appears to all be silage. Okay. Now we can just run down and pick up the straw and get it dumped into our silo. Right. Straw picked up. I wonder if either of these guys need lime or anything like that. I'll have to check in just a minute. I think we want to come at this from the other side. Look at this guy parked back up behind the shed. I almost feel like I should replace this cheap shed with something slightly bigger, or maybe move it down some and put another one here with it. But then I think, nah, I don't mind having all of this stuff out here too much. I mean, we could put a shed out here as well. I do think we need more asphalt down. So we're not going to be doing anything with the grass here. Right, so our next job is to deal with getting all of this canola hooked up. Although, if we look at the schedule, we have sold our soybeans and our silage, and we're not going to be selling our barley. We're going to hold on to it to make flour later. So from there, we can plant barley in September, canola in August, and we've missed out on soybeans because they are very carefully set up so that you can't run doubles, as cool as that would be. I don't believe there's anything that can be run as doubles unless we wait around. So if we planted oats in March, we could harvest in July, plant. Yeah, we could run not consistent doubles, but we could run doubles every couple of seasons. And we could make oat flour. But we're running barley, and barley is good, and we don't need to do anything like that. And as far as our needs go, we don't have any weeds, obviously. Everything is fertilized. Nothing needs lime. It all needs rolling. You know, a roller wouldn't be a bad purchase, honestly. So I know it's only a little bit. I know it's only a little bit of bonus, but we could pick up this roller and at least know that that was working, although this roller doesn't work on grass. It's got a decent width. That would happen right after planting. So there's no reason to buy it now in case we decide we want something else. Now figuring out if there is actually a corn header that works. There's a Ziegler. Okay, that runs with the Rostelmash, which is not all of these. I wonder actually, yeah, that Rostelmash is even smaller than our current harvester. So yes, I think we will hold on and continue waiting. I would love to get sunflowers in, but that will require a planter and a corn header on a combine that's actually capable of running those. And this Massey, there are no combines that run that. And the Rostelmash is a downgrade in all kinds of ways. So I think we're going to hold out for this John Deere. Probably this John Deere. So with that said, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time.